see. There's an event chain where there's a bunch of guys escorting goods. They're escorting explosives down the Lions Arc, and they get jumped by ants, and the ants start stealing the explosives, and as they're running away, they blow themselves up because they can't handle them. And there's like an avalanche that blocks the road that you can help them clear. Some events like that start to stay out there. Yeah, that's actually up closer to the north up there. But yeah, there's a little animal pen up, a bunch of content in that. Yeah, right now there wasn't a ton of stuff up in that area just because we figured people would stick around this.
Yeah, I'm not getting hit pretty hard. We might be able to get explore most of the area. It's like that's just really it happens.
Yeah, the big one that if you go make the new Norn and you keep running north, there is a ton of stuff in that map that nobody's seen. So the humans in charge started. It's just playing around and letting you see how the combat feels. If you make a new Norn, you start off with a personal story and you can experience that. You go through the tutorial and you're level 1, so you just have the skills and you kind of experience them through that way.
Now, are all the areas from Guild Wars 1 going to appear in Guild Wars 2?
No, not all. At some point they might, but on an initial release, no, they will not all be included.
What areas will not be in Guild Wars 2?
Well, right off the bat, I can tell you that the Volcanic Isles, they will not be there. Crystal Desert, a lot of the Crystal Desert will not be included on the initial release. Beyond that, you're going to have to kind of wait and see. Those core regions will not be included in the initial PWC maybe. I think we have a lot of options on how we want to do that.
Okay, is that
we got to get the first game done first, and then we'll figure out what we're doing after that. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It's probably a while away, but are you going to like follow the same style that you did with Guild Wars 1 in terms of expansions, or
we released how we're going to handle all of that yet.
They could push on. This is looking pretty bad for Master Yi right now.
Do you mind me recording you?
No, that's fine.
Really like a creepy stalker?
That's fine.
I have a couple of questions here I'll ask you.
Sure.
Once in a while. One of them is there any kind of tools for machinima?
I'm sorry, is there what?
For machinima, like making skits for the game.
Oh,
or something.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. I think you'd honestly want to talk to our community team about that and try to figure out how you guys all want to try to coordinate that with them. But yeah, that's a question we haven't really looked into too much at this point.
Okay, because like it happens with you know, that game with orcs and stuff. Just saying.
Yep. Yeah, I think
those are fun to do.
I think we're open to anything. So we'll see how it all plays out.
No one throws you another question, I'll throw you.
There we go. Push the top lane. Yes, that is an Elzahar. Will pick up the start kill. Oh. Yes, there we go. That's it, bad.
Another question is, will there be any kind of Twitter or IRC integration?
That's another thing where we haven't really decided how we're going to handle that yet. I think as we figure out more about how we would handle social media with the game, we'll announce that down the road. But you know, the important thing is that people should be able to just play the game and play with their friends, and whatever it takes to make that happen, we'll try to add support to do that.
Okay, cool.
Now, will any of the enemies be able to revive each other?
That's a great question. If we think it makes for cool gameplay, then we would definitely do that, yeah.
I have a question. In Guild Wars 1, you had cool titles such as Survivor and Legendary Defender Squad. Are you going to have like similar...
There will be titles in Guild Wars 2. Some of them you actually can earn in Guild Wars 1 in the Hall of Monuments right now, and it'll carry over to your GW2 characters. There'll be all sorts of different stuff you can do to earn titles.
Is there like a set area like with free steering?
Each race has their own, yeah. So when you do if you do the Norn intro, you'll actually experience the Norn starter area, which is their area. And your friends can jump over and meet you there after you get out of the tutorial and play with you if you want. They can make a level 1 char, you can make a level 1 Norn, and you can just jump over and play with each other right off the bat if you want to. They're going to have to go back to the Charlands to do their personal story, but I mean, they can come and play events and stuff with you.
Now, Are there like flashbacks in the game to events in Guild Wars 1?
Yeah, there are a whole lot of references all over the game that go back to Guild Wars 1. So, you know, just in this map alone, there's a lot of like little things in there with Ascalon Settlement and Nibu Terrace and Lion's Arch are locations that were in there. And within those locations, there are things that tie back to Guild Wars 1 as well. So, for example, in Ascalon Settlement, if you go there at night, well, Captain Greywind's grave is there from Guild Wars 1. And if you go there at night, the spirit of Captain Greywind comes out and you can actually talk to him. And
Teach me skills.
He'll try. He'll try to teach you Guild Wars 1 skills and you're not going to be able to learn it.
Are there going to be references to the book?
Yeah, definitely stuff that you can also use if you travel all you want, as long as you bend the time. And you can jump between maps that way too. You're not limited to within a map.
Yeah, that was one better feature of Guild Wars 1.
It seems to me that there's entirely different games set in the same world.
I think that is definitely true. I think the biggest carryovers from Guild Wars 1 into Guild Wars 2 is the world itself and the stories and lore that carry over from Guild Wars 1. But other than that, I mean, gameplay-wise, you know, how the game functions, everything about it, they're all evolutions of making things we did in Guild Wars 1 and trying to find ways to make them better. And that's really what we're trying to do.
Is there a dynamic event that would like put two races against each other? Like just for that moment?
No. You are allied with the other players in the game. Okay. So when you're in PvE, we're never going to have events that pit you against other players. The idea is you should be excited to see other players and you're building a sense of community players. So you're always working with them and helping them and they're able to help you. That's an integral part of Guild Wars 2. If you want to fight against other people, you got to go to PvP or go do the mini games in all the cities to do that.
Right, okay. Like I figured there might be...
Your guild is working on stuff together to accomplish as a goal. This all goes back to that building community. We want to build a community within your guild and give you guys things that you can try to achieve for We'll go into more details on that when we talk more about guilds.
Like you defend the field and like we'll say watermelons make watermelons and it's like another villager comes on like when are we gonna see your watermelons at the merchant? When it's ready.
Maybe. We're not we certainly like to make fun of ourselves, so there's no reason that we wouldn't take advantage of doing that sometime.
Another random question.
Sure.
Will we be able to change the voice of our character?
No. So we tried to hire the best voice actors for our player characters that we could find, and the idea is that we want them to be so good that you don't feel like you need to change the voice of your character. That is your character's voice. Also, hiring voice actors is very expensive, and recording like 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 of them for every voice would be ridiculously expensive. So, especially with all the other dialogue recording in the game, we could make a trade-off where we don't VO all the other NPCs in the game, and we just have a bunch of voices you can pick from the players. I think it would be way better to have all the other characters in the world talking personally.
Yeah, I think so.
Angel staff now, spamming that AP. Oh man, he does finally die right there, but long down the health the moment of this battle, it's a big battle with Jillian and Tino. Dying immediately. Now after Yi and Sid putting damage off onto Annie. Annie's been hurt quite a lot. But you're getting chased down still. Will go down, the Finner goes down.
You can also
So you can also... Oh yeah.
There you go.
It's 2-1 now between Master Yi. Now, Nasus, Faco, and Malzahar already able to push the top of that once more.
Colin, if you could talk about like what kind of things you can steal from, like I know like you can steal is different professions. Maybe you could give us an example of one.
different stuff you can steal from people. Like from pirates, you can steal bottles and you can throw them or you can drink them. You can steal them. You can beat them up with the axe or huck the axe at them and spin around and take them out. You know, in the thief skill video, we showed that you can steal a branch off an oak heart and go beat people up with it. For boas, you can steal feathers off them and blind people. There's a ton of other stuff. That's just some things offhand I can think of right now. You will be able to steal off of other characters. They don't lose whenever you steal off of them. The idea is you're basically taking something like out of their bag or whatever, and they don't actually lose it, but you're taking some sort of item that's tied to what profession they are that gives you abilities you wouldn't normally have. No, those are the kind of things we'll talk about more when we talk about PvP down the road. I would love to tell you more about that, but my marketing team would kill me.
Let's see what we can do. Now again, to reiterate, after this game, we will have the costume contest of everybody came to dress up.
I'm sure you had to sign the NDA to even be here, right?
The day you get hired.
Glory and recognition and fame to all of you who compete. Just more so for the winners.
That doesn't end in the game industry when you stop working for somebody. You sign an NDA and usually it lasts a long time.